Hello, world. It's Jason Smith. I want to speak to you today about a structured conversation. So, conversation structures, I want you to think of them as a boxer would a set of combinations that he's going to practice over and over again, or a martial artist might think of forms, right? So, the reason we want them is so that in the heat of what we're doing, in the midst of our confusing sales process, we don't have to think about what to do next. Our body has some automatic responses that we can go to. So a boxer might go to the downtown combination, right, left, hook, punch. You can go through those movements without thinking about it. But you want to be able to be flexible and take pieces of those combination sets, pieces of those martial arts forms, and use them wherever they see fit, wherever you need to, so that when you have a question come up or if you have some new information, you can just transition to another conversation structure, right? So don't think of them as rigid. I want to give you an example of a conversation structure that I use for just discovery. Now, the structure actually starts before you even meet your client. You want to do your homework up front. So you come in with some initial information. The next thing you want to do is clearly state your purpose. And you can do that very simply. Hello, Mr. Customer. I want to take a moment today to have a quick conversation about what it is that you do. Hey, Mr. Customer, I understand that you are the person that actually handles this aspect of your business, and I wanted to just ask some confirmation questions very briefly. That's stating your purpose in just a few seconds, and you want to get permission to move forward. That way you don't charge ahead when someone doesn't really have good time, and you know that you're going to get the most out of the conversation. The next step in this structure will be to connect. You want to do some things to connect to that person. I understand that your background is this. You've been here that long. From the homework you've done before, provide them some information to show that you're credible. And provide some information, let them know that you cared enough to do some homework. And ask a couple of personal questions to see if they are really engaging. I understand you've been in this position for about 8 years. Have you enjoyed it? How do you feel about it? Or you're brand new to the position. What have been your challenges? How do you feel being new? I know what it's like to be new. Quick connection, very short. Moving on, you want to begin to show value to the client by asking very provocative questions. Questions that aren't interrogations, but show that you have some expertise and you're not just asking those surface level questions that someone should have done in their homework. Again, reference what you know. I understand that your process uses this technology. Were you personally involved in that technology decision? Did you have any insight into how that decision was made? You're asking questions that someone with some expertise should ask, right? And asking those questions should be valuable to them because you're letting them think about things that maybe they haven't thought of before. Same thing with the statements you make. Every statement that you make in this discovery process should be valuable. The fact that you said something to set it up, then you would be helping them know more about their industry or their product. Mr. Customer, I understand you use this technology. I've had several clients who have your same profile that have had these issues with it. Have you experienced those before? Again, you made a statement that was valuable and followed it up with a question that was above surface level, right? So that's the basic structure. The last thing you do in this particular structure is to make sure you state next steps. Listen, that's a lot of great information. I think at this point, I'd really like to talk a little bit more about the solution that we offer and find out whether or not there's a fit. So you've set the next steps and led the conversation into the next piece of whatever's going to happen. It could happen in the same conversation while you're there, or you can set a time to come back and have that next phase of conversation or demo or whatever it might be. But that discovery structure can come up at any point later on. If you show up at the next level of the meeting and there's someone brand new, you might use that discovery structure briefly to begin to introduce yourself to that new person and establish a relationship with them to move forward, time permitting. Or you're moving through your demo and someone brings up something that you didn't know that's critical to resolve. Do a brief discovery. Use that structure. And think of all the different structures you could have. I have one for solution mapping, have one for the presentation of my proposals. All of those structures that you can come up with, like the downtown combination or the Lohan Chien form, you have those tools in your toolbox and you pull them out and use them as you need interchangeably. And don't forget to break them up and pull pieces out of them to use in other parts of your conversations and your sales processes as needed. So that's my understanding of structured conversations. One more weapon for you to use in your arsenal, one more tool to build a bridge between you and your customers. Take care and good luck out there.